Well, we usually don't show up until close to, even closer to 7 than this.
Really? Okay. Well, I'm going to mute myself because I'm frantically practicing. I had issues with my video stuff, so I'm using my iPhone tonight.
Oh, we're 4 minutes early.
Yep.
Frantic practicing is not the most effective, but go ahead.
What happened to you, Paul? You're a solid sheet of blue.
Oh, I just noticed that. I don't know. Let me see if I can fix it. I was wondering who that blue block was. I don't know how long it would have taken me to figure out that it was me. There. Better?
That's much better.
I liked it better before, Paul.
Yeah, I understand. You don't always get what you like.
That's right. That's for sure.
He had a bad case of the blues. Now it's over.
Is that
key
your
is
song
that?
tonight?
Pardon me?
Is that what you're
What
going to play
key?
tonight?
Well, it's part of what I'm going to play. It's part of the. Let me see. I've got Haunted House, and I've got the Eggplant that ate Chicago.
Oh, right.
That particular phrase was from the Eggplant.
What key is that, Walter?
Oh, G.
G?
G.
Was that written by the same person that wrote The Cockroach That Ate Cincinnati?
No, it was a different song. The
Okay.
Eggplant that ate Chicago was written by the same person who wrote that song "Spirit in the Sky." Do you remember that one?
Really?
Norman Greenbaum.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, I have just a knack for just completely useless information.
That was quite amazing that you came up with that off the top of your head.
Yeah.
Well, here's the ultimate trivia question on this song. What was the name of the group that sang the Eggplant that ate Chicago?
I have no earthly idea.
It was called Dr. West's Medicine Show and Junk Band.
I vaguely remember that. Vaguely. Very vaguely.
It's from end of 1967, beginning of 1968, around then.
And we were depending on you, Brenda.
What's that?
We were depending on you to know the answer. You said
Well,
trivia.
I don't think anybody would know the answer to that one if they hadn't looked it up.
Here,
I had to look it up on Wikipedia.
what will come up, what my brain will spit out, you know?
Well, at the appropriate time, I'm going to ask you all to do another one of those sing-alongs for the Ukulele Society. So,
Which song are we pretending to sing tonight?
Yoshimi.
Okay, I have no idea what that is.
I've called it Yoshimi so much I forgot the rest of the name. Then something robots,
Yeah, something like Yoshimi battles the killer robots or something like that.
something like that. I just call it Yoshimi.
Okay, well,
Sounds like Japanese food.
Hard to pretend I'm playing that one.
Yeah. Well, the good thing doesn't worry about your sound at all.
Hey, welcome, Carol.
Do you have song sheets?
So the way we do our meetings, I'll just fill you in while we're waiting for everybody to join. Brenda, can you mute for a second? So we can't play together because there's too much delay over Zoom. So we do it like an open mic format. Some people are now. Not everybody plays, so you're welcome to sit and just listen. Some people send music in, and I will put that on the screen so you can play along with them.
That's okay.
And some people don't, and for them, you'll just listen. Sound like a plan?
Sounds cool.
All right, great. Where are you from?
Baltimore, Maryland.
Wow.
All right.
Baltimore.
I go there frequently. My mother and brother live there.
What county?
Well, good question. I can't remember if it's Baltimore County or it probably isn't.
I mean, is it Towson? Is it Baltimore City? Is it
It's near Pimlico.
Northwest?
Yeah.
Off of
Yeah,
Park
that's
Heights?
right. Northwest Parkway is what I take to go there. Is that right? Northwest something.
You mean Park Heights Avenue?
No. I'll think of it later. We don't need to, like, Baltimore geography that'd be really interesting for everybody. But yeah, anyway, I've been going there for the past, God Almighty, 35 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you still don't know the name of the place.
I just don't know the county, you know. I will ask. Just one more geography question. What county are you in, Carol?
I'm Pikesville.
Okay, they used to live in Pikesville. That I
I
know.
thought you did. I could tell.
Yeah,
Everything's zoned out. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Different neighborhoods.
Got it. Yeah.
I don't want to say it, but
All right. Yeah. Well. Mhm.
Bob Guzman.
When I do this, I can't see what's going on the screen. Does it look right?
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready?
No, not
Oh.
yet.
What's the song?
The music will come up.
I hope so.
Well, so I've got to watch it in gallery mode so you get all our faces. And
You want to pull the music up?
if everybody else will put it in speaker view, you will be able to see the music on that screen labeled importer.
What's speaker view?
Oh,
Yeah.
click
Yeah.
in the upper right of your window. There's a toggle between speaker view and gallery view. So speaker view. Oh, here, let me help you out. I know what I can do. I'm going to spotlight. Did that make one come to the center? Did that zoom you in on importer?
There's a
There is.
screen in there, but I don't know
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah, it's like it's
It'll be
it's weird. Your screen.
it'll be better soon. Marty, why don't you play a few seconds while I pull up some music for myself?
Real this time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that. Now keep your camera
That's
rolling,
synchronizing the
and
video.
we'll start the song in just a couple of seconds. Thanks again. Bye-bye now. See you next time.
Okay. Is everybody ready? You want to give it a go?
The only trouble, it's not in focus.
Oh, it's not in focus. Marty, what are you doing?
What do I do with it?
Can you lock the focus or lock the exposure?
I don't know how to do that with this.
It's a little washed out.
Yeah.
See, the music part is up here. Can I?
That made it better.
That's much better.
Maybe just
See, if I do it just on the music part, I think that's, let's see if that looks at least reasonable.
okay.
I'm going to run it for a second here. That seemed to be working.
It seemed okay.
Everybody ready then? Let me move it back here and we'll start over.
Everybody mute yourselves so that we can hear Marty's video.
Okay, here we go.
Like that. Now keep your camera rolling, and we'll start the song in just a couple of seconds. Thanks again. Bye-bye now. See you next time. Her name is Yoshimi. She's a black belt in karate. Hey, hey. Working for the city. She has to discipline her body. 'Cause she knows that it's demanding to defeat those evil machines, evil robots. I know she can beat them. Oh, Yoshimi, they don't believe me, but you won't let those robots eat me, Yoshimi. They don't believe me, but you won't let those robots defeat me. Those evil-natured robots destroy all ukuleles. They're programmed to destroy us. She's gotta be strong to fight them. So she's taking lots of vitamins. 'Cause she knows that it'd be tragic if those evil robots win. Evil robots. I know she can beat them. Oh, Yoshimi, they don't believe me, but you won't let those robots defeat me, Yoshimi. They don't believe me, but you won't let those robots eat me, Yoshimi. Hey, hey. 'Cause she knows that it'd be tragic if those evil robots win. Evil robots. I know she can beat them. Oh, Yoshimi, they don't believe me, but you won't let those robots eat me, Yoshimi. They don't believe me, but you won't let those robots defeat me, Yoshimi.
All right, I think that was great.
Good.
Um, Let's see. Cancel the spot. So, Carol, I feel like we owe you an explanation for that.
Hey, let's do it again with the recording going.
Can I just say I've been to all groups all over, and every group has their own flavor, but this one takes the cake.
Yeah, I saw you laughing yourself out of your chair. So there's another ukulele group here in Austin, the Austin Ukulele Society, and they meet monthly, and it's been virtual since the COVID thing, and so that was last month's song, which is basically our Halloween song, and then some people will send in a video of themselves playing the song, and then Marty there, the one drinking the beer.
Water.
Uh-huh.
I don't drink till happy hour.
He will splice all those videos together into one thing, and the thing that we just recorded will be one element of that. And of course, there's no sound coming from any of us, and we're all out of time, and it doesn't matter. It'll be fine. Can somebody post a link to the Austin Ukulele Society webpage and to the YouTube channel? And Carol, if you're interested, you can join us in this month's meeting, which are a lot of fun. The guy who was singing the song to us just now, Bob, he'll put together those arrangements and teach it to us, and we'll play it together. And you'll also get to see the video you just became a part of. At the end of the meeting, they'll play it as like a preview. Hold on a second. I can't do two things at once, so let me just do this while I'm thinking about it.
Bird lady. Is that Deana? Okay.
I've changed your name. I thought we might... oh, no, I'm not done yet. Hold on a second. It won't be much longer. I wanted to try something new this week. And if y'all don't like it, we don't have to do it again. But I thought it might be fun. I got a super simple piece of music and an audio recording to go with it. It's sort of a song, but it's more like a warm-up exercise. And let me share my screen. And I have to also share my audio. How do I do that?
Paul, are you going to play something?
Not in a sec. We're gonna all play this together if I can figure out how to share my audio. Turn
Just
on.
don't mute yourself.
Share. I'm sorry. I've got an MP3 I want to play for you. Tell me if you
try
hear this.
playing it on your computer and let's see if we can hear it.
Do you hear it?
Yep.
All right. So here's the thing. Everybody picks the part they want to play. We'll all be muted just like before, so it's not like we're going to hear each other. But one part plays each note 16 times, and then the next part plays it 8 times each, and 4 times, and 2 times. And this recording will let you hear the other parts. And so it's an exercise in focus for one thing, because you've got to be able to count in order for us all to end at the same time. It also gives you a chance to, or at least for me, I found that it's a good exercise in timing, so I don't rush the beat, stuff like that. And it's warm up, and it sounds nice, and thought we'd just give it a try and see how it goes. If you're thinking about learning how to play melodies, this seems like a great place to start because it's just a slow scale exercise in C. Any questions? I'm going to play the 16 times per note part, and I'll keep my microphone on, so that may help you anchor yourself in position if you get lost. If I don't get lost, that is. But everybody else should mute yourself just like a regular play along. All right, here we go. Play the C twice. So C again. B.
That was cool. I like it.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things you can do with it. I mean, if you are beyond learning a C scale, you can improvise up and down the C scale. You can do just anything at all and C on top of that, and it's a lot of fun.
Where'd you get it, Paul? Where's it
That
from?
is something that James Hill just published.
Oh, really?
I think I'm going to have to look at it because I didn't quite understand how you read it, especially when it would have one, like it would have a middle C or a high C, but on the staff. But in both cases, maybe it would have the same fingering, but they're actually notes that are octave apart. I didn't really understand that.
Yeah,
I forgot to point out that there's a mistake in this.
those diagrams.
This
Oh,
thing.
Okay, well, maybe, go ahead, tell me. I feel real better.
The finger diagrams go from low C to high C twice instead of going back down. So the second half, the fingers are all wrong. You have to go to the middle and turn around and go back to the left.
Okay, well, then maybe that said, maybe I did understand better than I thought. Okay.
Yeah, there's a really good chance you played exactly what's written. I'm sorry I forgot to mention that. Hopefully he'll publish a correction and then you won't have to know that. But yeah, the whole second half, the fingerings are just wrong.
Well, the good thing is maybe I'm smarter than I thought I was like 5 minutes ago.
Is that from his website, The Ukulele Way?
I think they've renamed it Utropolis, but yes.
Oh yeah, that's right, Utropolis. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe you can find it there.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, that was fun.
Yeah. Very.
Yeah, it's good to have a warm up.
Yeah, well, we'll try it again next week, and maybe somebody will remember to remind us that the fingers are wrong on the second half, and
I'm sure I will. If nobody else.
All right. Who wants to go first? Barbara wants to go first.
Yeah, that's the first, me wanting to go first. Okay, so I don't have the music, and but it'll be a familiar tune. There are 3 chords, C, G, and F. And the name of the song, it's called The Pandemic Way is the name of the song.
Oh, thank you. I like it. Everybody mute yourselves.
It looks like almost everyone's muted. Almost. I'd like to sing a song this week when we have Tuesday Ukes. We used to meet at Hancock Center, but now we meet on Zoom. We sing and play the hours away, well safely in our homes. We used to sing in one big group, but now we sing alone. It's the pandemic way. We play a song we're working on, and others sing along while watching music on the screen and with mute buttons on. It's the best that we can do till the pandemic's done. Then we will meet together again and really have big fun. It's the pandemic way. There we go.
I like it.
Inspired by all y'all that have been singing these songs that you wrote. So I couldn't think of a song to sing. I thought I'll just write one.
Excellent.
That's great.
Way to go.
That tune was that I liked.
It's the Coca-Cola.
Yeah, that's right.
I'd like to give the world a Coke. Yeah, it's based on an older song. I'd like to teach the world to sing. That's the title of that, the original song.
Carol, I put the Ukulele Society link. And if you want to be on our email list, that tug info, you can send a subscribe request there. I send out a reminder about this meeting on Mondays, and I'll send out later tonight, I'll send out an index of these little performances. We'll put this whole meeting on YouTube. All right, who's up?
Okay, I can do it, Paul.
Great. Which one?
It doesn't matter. I'll do it first. I'll do it second.
All right. You're gonna do the eggplant one because I've been looking forward to it.
Should I do this now or second?
You're gonna do this one now.
Okay, then let me get my kazoo on. I don't know if anybody remembers this song. It's one that was a minor hit at the end of 1967, beginning of 1968. And the only thing that's famous about this is that it was written by Norman Greenbaum, who later did The Spirit in the Sky, if you remember that song. But it was sort of a fake jug band. I don't know how else to describe it, but that's not important. Let me go ahead and sing the song.
Just real quick before you start, everybody absorb those chord diagrams if there's any in there that you need to think about if you're playing along. And I'm going to start the scrolling here in a second, and Walter, take it away.
Okay. You better watch out for the eggplant that ate. He may eat your city soon. You better watch out for the eggplant that ate Chicago. He's still hungry. The whole country's doomed. Better be nervous. If he's still hungry, the whole country's doomed. He came from outer space, looking for something to eat. He landed in Chicago. He thought Chicago was a treat. It was sweet, it was just like sugar. You better watch out for the eggplant that ate Chicago, for he may eat your city soon. You better watch out for the eggplant that ate Chicago. If he's still hungry, the whole country's doomed. We're in trouble. If he's still hungry, the whole country's doomed. I apologize for reversing those last two things. I started singing the song and then I realized, whoops, this is the...
Worked out just fine.
The eggplant didn't make it to Houston in '67.
It's
Heard that
hard.
song.
So, oop. Hello? He just
Yeah.
froze. Oh, wait a minute. Everything's happening really fast. Oh, here we go. It
I
says
think
your
we-
internet connection is unstable.
Yeah, you paused for a minute while you were singing too, and then you came back.
Oh, that must have been interesting. Anyway, I don't know if anybody heard what I said, but I said that the I was supposed to do the instrumental part first, but instead I kept on singing. So I was wondering if anybody had ever heard that song before.
I have not.
It was such a minor song,
Obviously,
but given
nobody's
me
heard.
that I like alien invasions, I always remembered it.
So, made me think of COVID, you know, kind of the whole
Well,
the whole country, you know.
yeah.
Maybe it's a
The whole
giant.
country's doomed. We know that
It's
already.
a metaphor.
That we know, yeah. So it feels very timely,
There you go.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
I've got a tune.
All right, cool. Did you send me music?
No, I'm afraid I didn't.
Oh, that's fine. I just
Get it
I was
together.
panicking that I didn't know where it was. All right, cool.
This is I Can't Give You Anything But Love that I always thought was written by Fat Swaller, but it's not. It's written by somebody named Jimmy McHugh and Dorothy Fields, 1928. With the verse here. Gee, but it's tough to be broke, kid. It's not a joke, kid. It's a curse. My luck is changing. It's gotten from simply rotten to something worse. Who knows, someday I will win too. I'll begin to reach my prime. Now, though I see what our end is, all I can spend is just my time. I can't give you anything but love, baby. That's the only thing I've plenty of, baby. Dream a while, scheme a while. We're sure to find happiness, and I guess all the things you've always pined for. Gee, I'd like to see you looking swell, baby. Cufflinks wool, cufflink, diamond cufflinks, Woolworths doesn't sell, baby. Till that lucky day, you know darn well, baby. I can't give you anything. I can't give you anything. I can't give you anything but love.
That was great, Mimi.
Yeah, well done.
Very good.
Good, Mimi.
Brenda, you want to go? Are you prepared now?
Yes. Okay. I'm unmuted now. Yes, I will attempt this.
All right, hold on a second. That's you, right?
Yeah, that'd be me.
All right.
Okay. This is another one-hit wonder from the Turtles called "Happy Together." It's a little sappy, but it's something familiar, more or less. Okay. Imagine me, I think about you day it's only right to think about the boy you love and hold you tight, so happy together. If I should call you up, yes, the time, something about to be, and it's my life. Imagine how the world would be so very fun, so happy together. I've been singing, I've been And how we're so happy together. We're happy together. Okay, and I think that's all we can do for now. Thank you.
Thank you.
So one thing I like about this is that we learn a little bit songs. So I didn't know that was the only hit that they had.
I didn't
Well, they
either.
had
Actually,
other hits,
they
but
had
this was
others.
the biggest
That was
hit,
their
I
big
think.
one.
This is a big one. Oh,
Yeah.
If you are interested at all in the Turtles, if you go on YouTube and just probably type in the Turtles documentary, there's like a 90-minute story of the Turtles and how they came to be, and you can hear some of their hits.
Cool.
Can I ask a suggestion?
Yeah.
If somebody has music and they don't have the the actual letters, you know what I mean, the chords, if they just say the song title and the key, some of us can look it up really fast online. That's all.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
A few more words and then we can all catch up.
Marty, you got anything to play?
No, but I was going to point out that idea won't work necessarily for Mary Jane's songs sometimes, because she writes a lot of her own. It'd be hard to look up on the internet. So no, I don't have anything.
Some of them are obscure. Like I was looking something up on the internet recently, and I could find the words, but I couldn't find the chords to it.
I was talking about the ones you write.
Oh yeah.
It'd be really hard to find. But
Well,
no, I
yeah,
don't have anything to find,
impossible.
Paul, I don't have anything this time.
All right, cool.
I'll go down.
Well, I've
Paul.
got one.
Oh,
Okay.
well, Mary Jane, why don't you go?
As long as we're on the subject of me.
Yeah. What
better topic?
You've got, what do you want to play? I've got two of your songs.
Yeah, I wanted to play what I consider my Halloween song first, and I didn't know if we'd have time to do the other one or not. But this is the Irish Ballad by Tom Lear. He was a satirist. He wrote politically incorrect songs. And this is actually one of the songs I was thinking of when I made a comment several weeks ago about what did y'all feel about songs with really awful lyrics, just totally unacceptable in polite society lyrics. And this is one of them, and I decided to save it for Halloween. I think this is our closest to Halloween.
Yeah, it's bound to be. It's just a couple of days away, isn't it?
It's only got 3 chords in it, so but they do come pretty fast. But it's the type of song you pick up. If you like it, you pick it up really fast. So I'm hoping that you guys might enjoy playing along with it.
Cool. All right.
Okay. I thought I might throw a few lines of kazoo in there. If the kazoo doesn't rebel and I don't forget to do it. About a maid, I'll sing a song, sing rickety tickety tin. About a maid, I'll sing a song who didn't have her family long. Not only did she do them wrong, she did every one of them in. She did every one of them in. One morning in a fit of pique, sang rickety-pickety-tin. One morning in a fit of pique, she found her father in the creek. The water tasted bad for a week. We had to make do with gin, with gin. We had to make do with gin. Her mother, she could never stand, sing rickety-tickety-tin. Her mother, she could never stand, and so a cyanide soup she planned. Her mother died with a spoon in her hand, and her face in a hideous grin, a grin, her face in a hideous grin. She set her sister's hair on fire, sang rickety-tickety-tin. She set her sister's hair on fire, and as the smoke and flames rose higher, she danced around the funeral pyre, playing a violin, oh Lynn, playing a violin. She weighted her brother down with stones, sang rickety-tickety-tin. She weighted her brother down with stones and sent him off to Davy Jones. And all they ever found were some clothes and occasional pieces of skin, occasional pieces of skin. One day when she had nothing to do, sing rickety-tickety-tin. One day when she had nothing to do, she cut her baby brother in two and served him up as an Irish stew and invited the neighbors in, invited the neighbors in. And when at last the police came by, sang rickety-tickety-tin. And when at last the police came by, her little prank she did not deny. To do so she would have had to lie. And lying she knew was a sin, a sin. Lying she knew was a sin. My tragic tale I won't prolong, say rickety-tickety-tin. My tragic tale I won't prolong, and if you do not enjoy my song, give yourselves to blame if it's too long. You should never have let me begin. You should never have let me begin.
I love that song.
That's a great Halloween song.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, man.
I love the bits of skin floating ashore. I don't know why that.
So Tom Lehrer just put all of his stuff in public domain.
You know what? I made a note to myself to look for some of his music because I liked him and I just totally forgot about him.
Yeah, he was a singer that appeared on a TV show. That was the week that was or something. And he appeared on it most weeks. And then all of a sudden he just quit. He quit playing music and went back to teaching math at some Ivy League university.
Harvard.
Really?
Harvard.
And he's, I think he's still alive. I never read that he died.
He's still alive. And then he was on the electric company in the 80s.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I certainly didn't remember that. Oh, the electric company. I was thinking Sesame Street. I don't remember the electric company.
You had to have older kids.
Yeah, it was Sesame Street for older kids.
Yeah. Well, a lot of his songs were written in the 50s and 60s. And when I was a kid, a girl down the street, her parents had an album. And so a whole bunch of Tom Lehrer songs on one album. And she would play them over and over again when I was over there. And I don't think her mother knew how much she was listening to this album. I was listening with her. There was a lot of, just every song on it to me was just hilarious. And I would have
Remember the
loved
one about poisoning pigeons in the park?
Yeah, that was on it. And the one about the Boy Scouts. Be prepared, that's the Boy Scouts marching song. Be prepared. And then it was stuff like, be prepared to hold your liquor pretty well. A bunch of stuff that
There's
you would.
one called the Vatican Rag here.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think I better play that one.
Then the Element song is my favorite.
Oh, there's tons of them.
I love that song. Well,
Is
feel
the-
free to play them as far as I'm concerned. You know, they may be
Well,
politically incorrect or
Is that the
totally
same?
disgusting, but they're fun.
yeah.
Is that the same Element song that sung to the Pirates of Penzance?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I like that song too.
It's just the names of the elements one after another.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good song.
It says here he also lectured on musical theater when he wasn't lecturing on math.
Wow.
What
So
was the name of the song you guys just did? I was laughing so hard.
It was called the Irish Ballad,
Thank you.
and you can find the words online. You might have to look harder for the chords, but
I'm gonna let my teacher sing it and he'll see what he thinks.
He has one that is, I love you, a liter and a gram, a liter and a gram. That's the kind of man I am.
Hey Gary, you want to do us the Jerry Jeff Walker song?
Sure.
All by yourself.
Yeah,
That's,
I know. You're going to find out why.
Wondered when somebody's going to have that.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, Paulette has a cold, so she's not going to be here. So, going solo tonight.
Ah, yes.
Somebody
Yes.
had to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before you start, can somebody explain to me the whole C/B thing and C/A?
Okay, it's C over B. In other words, it's a C chord, but you're using a B root instead of, normally you'd have C. And then the next one, it's B over C. And then it's C over B. Then it's C over A. And then C over G. So it's just that it's a descending bass line, so to speak. It's so it's like that.
Got it. Thanks.
Okay. Here we go. Knew a man, Bojangles, and he danced for you. In worn out shoes, with silver hair and ragged shirt and baggy pants. The old soft shoe. He jumped so high, he jumped so high. Then he lightly touched down. Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles dance. I met him in a cell in New Orleans. I was down and out. He looked to me to be the eyes of age. He spoke right out. He talked of life. He talked of life. He laughed, slapped his leg a step. He said his name, Bojangles, then he danced a lick. Across the cell, he grabbed his pants for a better stand, so he jumped so high. He clicked his heels. He let go a laugh. laugh. Shook back his clothes all around. Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles dance. He danced for those at minstrel shows and county fair. Throughout the South, he spoke with tears of 15 years how his dog and him traveled about. His dog up and died, he up and died. After 20 years he still grieves. He said, I dance now at every chance in honky-tonks for drinks and tips, but most of the time I spend behind these county bars, 'cause I drink so big. He shook his head as he shook his head. Heard someone ask, please. Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles dance. Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles dance.
Oh, that was really well done.
Thank you.
Nicely done.
Thanks.
Gary, what was your pick pattern on that? I was thinking that very thing.
Just thumb and two fingers for most of it. Well, essentially.
You
all
go
of it.
alternate third and fourth string and do the other two like this?
Just fourth and then the other two. I can't do it holding it up like that, but and just
It's good. I like
pretty much that through the whole song. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it
Worked
sounded
pretty
great.
well.
Thank you.
Gary, I wanted to say I really liked Paulette's voice, but since it was Jerry Jeff Walker's song, I would go see him as much as I could when he played in Austin all the time. And it had
Yeah.
you sing it, it was really sort of more like just having him sing it. So thank you.
Well, thank you. I saw him the first time on, I think it was the Today Show in like 68 or 69, and he was just sitting there on a stool playing his guitar and singing that song. I thought, what a great song. And then, you know, pretty soon the single came out, and always enjoyed it.
Very nice.
Deana, you want to go? I got your music right here.
Is there somebody else to go? I saw Steve. He wants to go,
No,
right?
not me. Not me.
That was quick.
Okay, sure. Y'all got to play along, though.
All right.
Took my troubles down to Madame Roof. You know that gypsy with the gold cap, too. She's got a pad down at 34th and Vine, selling little bottles of love potion number 9. Told her that I wasn't flop with two guys. Been that way since 1985. She looked at my palm arm and she made a magic sign. She said, what you need is love potion number 9. She bent down and turned around and gave me a wink. She said, I'm gonna mix it up right here in the sink. It smelled like turpentine and looked like Indian ink. I held my nose, I closed my eyes, I took a drink. Didn't know if it was day or night. Started kissing everything in sight. But when I kissed the cop down at 34th and Vine, he broke my little bottle of love potion number 9. I held my nose, I closed my eyes, I took a drink. Didn't know if it was day or night. Started kissing everything inside. But when I kissed the cop down at 34th and Vine, he broke my little bottle of love potion number 9. Love potion number 9. Love potion number 9. Love potion number 9.
That was great.
Good, yeah.
I like that.
That was really
Yeah.
good.
It was good.
Gave us a nice little instrumental in there. I like that ending strum. That was great.
Thank you.
Plus, that's a great song. I always loved that song.
Yeah, that's a fun song. I don't know. I didn't do the greatest job of scrolling. I hope that wasn't too just jarring for you to watch. But anyway,
Yeah.
it's not that complicated, a song. If you missed a chord, it wouldn't be that big a deal. Who hasn't gone? Kent hasn't gone. You had a song, Kent? You sent me something, didn't you?
I did. San Francisco Bay Blues.
Oh, right.
And we're going to try something. I'm going to have a special guest artist.
Yeah, good luck with this.
We're going to see if it works, okay? So Walter's unmuted. We have an instrumental verse on this, so he'll be popping in on that. All right, here we go. I got the blues in the San Francisco Bay. Far away. I didn't mean to treat her so bad. She was the best girl I ever had. She said goodbye, she liked to make me cry. I'm gonna lay down and die. I ain't got a nickel and I ain't got a lousy dime. She don't come back, think I'm gonna lose my mind. Never back to stay. Gonna be a brand new day. Walking with my baby down San Francisco Bay. Meanwhile
That was great. That worked well.
I can't believe how well that worked. I didn't think there was any
So you
chance.
actually heard them together.
Yeah, yeah. Y'all were
Great.
amazingly well synchronized. Carol, do you want to play a song? No, that's fine. Just thought I wouldn't want to not ask, just assume you didn't want to play a song. Has everybody but me gone?
Marty?
I think so.
I've been asked, but I don't have anything tonight.
Oh,
I've declined.
All
Hey,
right.
does anybody know what happened to Jack? We haven't seen him in a while.
No, I don't know where he went.
Did he ever come when we were at Hancock? I didn't know him before.
This is not like a traditional Halloween song, but it's kind of creepy and it's got some existential dread in it, I guess you'd say. And so anyway, felt sort of like it
Felt
fit.
right.
Felt right, yeah. I'll even all right, let me think for a second. As usual, I've forgotten the song while I've been listening to other people play. The memories of a man in his old age are the deeds of a man in his prime. You shuffle in the gloom in the sick room and talk to yourself as you die. Life is a short warm moment and death is a long cold rest. You get your chance to try the twinkling of an eye, 80 years with luck or even less. So all aboard for the American tour, maybe you'll make it to the top. And mind how you go, I can tell you, 'cause I know it may be hard to get off. You are the angel of death, and I am the dead man's son. He was buried like a mole in a foxhole, and everyone's still on the run. And who is the master of foxhounds? And who says the hunt has begun? Who calls the tune in the courtroom? And who beats the funeral drum? The memories of a man in his old age are the deeds of a man in his prime. You shuffle in the gloom in your sick room and talk to yourself as you die.
That was good. What was the name of that one?
The title is Free 4. That is a Pink Floyd song from Obscured by Clouds, which was like a 73. I think it was the last one before Dark Side of the Moon.
Okay. It was good.
I kind of liked it. Sort of struck my fancy for this week. All right, Marty, announcements?
Well, I don't know if Carol knows this, but we moved from the regular meeting. When we were all meeting in person, we met at a recreation center in North Austin, and then we break up and we go to a local brewery and have a few beers and play ukuleles there too. So while we're in the virtual world, we have our meeting up until now. The meeting's over now. Now we're going to our happy hour. And I thought I would introduce my new little ukulele. A friend of mine gave me this today. So
It's so advanced you can't even see the strings.
I think it's supposed to be a guitar, but it's really a ukulele, you know.
I can make a ukulele out of that.
I knew it.
This is really the beer part of the evening. And you're welcome to get any kind of beverage you want, alcoholic or non-alcoholic. Just we're going to take a break and everybody go get a drink and go to the bathroom, whatever they got to do, and we'll see you in a few minutes.
All right. Be back in a second.
Well, Steve, everybody left. That's the first, I think.
Just us chickens.
Yeah, just you and I.
Yeah.
Everybody was thirsty or had to go or something.
Yeah. Well, I was late. My wife had dinner, and I've been missing too many dinners on Tuesdays as well. I can miss a half hour of the Ute group, I guess.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, when everybody gets back together, you're going to have to talk about your latest project.
Definitely.
So I have a question about like the whole copyright thing, because like that song that I did is not in the public domain yet. So how does the whole public domain thing work? And how do y'all address that? Or do you just ignore it because
I think
is
if it's a
a
cover, you're all
teaching
right.
thing?
I think if it's a cover, you're all right.
As long as you're not making money on it.
Right.
And believe me, we're not making money.
No, we're not.
So what does it mean?
Okay.
What?
What does a cover mean? I don't really know what that
It means you're singing somebody else's song.
Yeah, it's just a
You're
phrase.
covering it. Yeah.
You're
Oh,
covering
okay.
this on you're also doing that song.
Oh, so it's okay.
Okay, well, it's not okay if you're making money.
Right, but it's okay to post it if you're not making money?
What
My
the
understanding is, yeah.
groups, when they put the music up, they say for educational purposes only, because using something for educational purposes fits within free use of the music. But the moment you try to sell it,
Yeah.
then you can't do it. The lawyers will come after you.
Right.
And
So
there must also be something about, you see songs with the lyrics and the chords on them, but you rarely see the actual notes.
You can't copyright chords. You can copyright melodies, and that may have something to do with it.
or you can copyright lyrics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a million lyric sites out there, but they don't have chords usually.
A lot of them do.
A lot,
Yeah,
yeah,
a lot.
that's a lot that do.
Most
Yeah,
of the
lyrics.
ones I only want them if they have chords.
Yeah.
Right. So what I always do is I go into the search engine and I put title of song and then chords lyrics.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah,
way
that's what I do. Yeah,
the versions with the chords will always come up.
right, yeah.
Well, I can tell you.
Pardon?
I was going to say, I could tell you back in 1967 and 68, when I was playing in bands. We got paid and we played all cover songs, about 45 of them. So nobody
Well,
knew
so-
about lawyers coming after you when you
I
were
was in the same
16
boat.
years old, 17 years old, you know.
I was in the same boat, but I'm telling you, we never got big enough for anybody to worry about.
Well, I've heard, maybe I misunderstand this, that the venues pay licensing
Yeah.
fees,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
so the
Yes.
band doesn't have to.
Yeah, I saw
I've
one
heard
time
that
I was at a
too.
club and there was someone sitting at the bar with this extensive sheet of all songs, and he was having to go through and check all the ones that might be played at their bar.
Oh,
And
really?
he was having to turn that back in. I don't know if it was ASCAP or I can't remember the other. BMI, I think is the other one.
Yeah, a lot of times what happens is someplace like an institution could play ASCAP songs only, and those were the ones that were free, or BMI songs only. I didn't understand why, but it's just like I used to be a librarian, work at a library, and when we wanted to show movies, we had to only show movies off certain companies that, like we might be able to use Sony movies, but we couldn't use Paramount movies, that sort of thing, because of the agreement we had.
Mm. Well, I want to be respectful of musicians' copyrights, and so that's kind of why I was asking if the whole educational thing worked for this format as well. But it sounds like
This is very
we're thinking
educational.
it is. Yeah, I would say so. It definitely has been for me, and that's
Me too.
I'm hearing songs I've never heard before. I'm like, never even heard of these songs, and that's part of what's great about this virtual thing. I don't know if this is what y'all were doing before the virtual thing, but it's really neat to hear so many new songs and to be reminded of songs that I'm already familiar with.
Well, we weren't playing like this open mic format for sure. Kevin was bringing music. Not most, maybe most. A lot of the music he brought was new to me. So yeah, it was educational in that sense.
We played a few songs that Kevin brought, and then he'd always ask, is anybody working on anything they want? We had an opportunity to do open mic, but we didn't do near as much of it. Of course,
Yeah, I would say that those old meetings used to be about maybe 75 to 80% songs that Kevin brought in, and the rest of it would be anything that we brought in.
But the format we did when Kevin was running it, it wouldn't work now because in that format we were there together and we'd all play it together. But this each individual person doing a song works much better in this environment.
Yeah, in that format, we would play each song 2 or 3 times. Especially the first time through, it'd be rough, and then give it another go or two. And we haven't been doing repeats on any given night of songs, because just even though we're often playing together, I don't know, somehow never even crossed my mind to think about playing a song twice until I just said it.
Well, we can't play together unless we can defeat latency. I don't know how that worked with the San Francisco Bay Blues, but if
It sounded great.
Yeah,
really
it worked.
you felt like it really went with the song, well, maybe we should try it then.
Well, it wasn't perfect, and I think it'd be tough to imagine getting 3 people to play. I think it would start to fall apart. But I think 2 people, especially if you had a pretty consistent internal metronome, where you just sort of meet up again at the end, I think that kind of thing could work.
Well, and I think it helped that you were doing the kazoo versus the ukulele.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Ukuleles, I think, would probably compete a little more with each other.
Yeah, that melody from the kazoo is not such a strong beat as the strum pattern from the ukulele, so they sort of complement each other. That's a good point.
Well, I think it's time for Steve to tell us about his latest project.
Yeah.
Well, let me, for the new people, you should just know that I build cigar box guitars and ukuleles and things. And so I end up sharing things. You guys haven't seen one. This is what I made recently, which I really enjoy. It's my little popsicle box ukulele. And it plays just fine. So what I'm working on, or I'm going to start working on, is one for Brenda. And so Brenda, you get to pick what you want here. I was looking for some boxes that would work well for you. And there's this Oliva box. And then there's this Padron box. Both of them are fairly resonant. And I think both of them would make good builds for you. So whichever one you want.
Would you have any ideas of
You're muted,
Unmute, Brenda. It'd be a lot easier to hear you that way.
Okay. All right. Yes. I sent. Did you get the box that I sent you?
Yeah, they're in here.
Okay.
Goodies are right in here.
Okay. I mean,
Which one do you want?
The dark one. The darker one. Oliva.
I thought so. I like this one better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you get the package that
Yeah,
I sent
now,
stuff in it?
I did, and you sent silver tuners, and gold tuners would look really good with this box. If you want, I can get some gold tuners for you instead.
Okay, and maybe you can just keep the ones that I sent you in exchange.
That'll work. Sure,
Okay.
that'll work. Okay, I'll do that then.
Cool.
Steve, do
Anyway.
you have any ideas to make a stand for the ukulele?
I have a few ideas. There's one you can use with some planks and kind of have them like an angle, almost like a Z,
Okay.
without the top bar, and along the back you have little slots. But I don't have any particular plans, if that's what you're thinking of.
I'm just looking for something really easy because I try to copy what they have online and I'm putting like two things together.
Yeah.
Cardboard, it didn't work.
You know, one of the easiest things is if you go to the hardware store and you
Yeah.
get these like U-hooks that you hang like rakes and things on, and
Okay.
you basically screw those into a plank every so many, inches apart, and then just mount the plank on the wall, and you could have,
Won't this
6
hurt?
or 8.
Will this hurt the instrument?
No.
No more than any other wall hanger does. Yeah.
Carol, are you
Yeah,
talking
because
about
they're rubberized.
What?
Carol, are you talking about for one instrument or several?
Just one,
Okay.
a
'Cause
small one.
There's some plans on the Tuesday Uke site for one that'll hold 5 ukes.
Yeah.
Because I see one if you just use like two L's like this.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, if you have like a saw and all that, like a jigsaw or something, you can basically just get 2 hinges, and you can just take like an L, but it's an L with a hook on it, and you basically just cut those out, and you can like put felt on them, and you just have them hinged, so you just open it up, kind of like those little things that you set dishes in, like little dish stands. You could do that.
Here's the stand I use. This is one I got an idea from with Bob Guz. It's actually a violin stand.
I use this. I made it. It's
All
clay.
right.
It's just a clay square.
Oh, cool.
That's
But
funny.
it's hard to get the right size on the floor. Because as you hear, it just fell.
Well, Mary Jane, is your next, your happy hour song similar themed to your first
Well,
one?
it's a moonshine song.
All right.
By popular demand, we are coming up. I've got to round up the ukulele. Put it somewhere. Well, this is a song a lot of people know because Joan Baez recorded it back in the 60s. You may have had some other sources of it yourselves. I got the words out of the Rise Up Singing Songbook I was kind of surprised that it was a little bit different than Joan Baez's words, but that's the breaks. You know, I decided to use the one, as far as the words, the one out of Rise Up Singing. That's where this one comes from. My daddy, he made whiskey. My granddaddy did too. We ain't paid no whiskey tax since 1792. You just lay there by the juniper while the fires burn bright. Watch them jugs a-filling in the pale moonlight. Get you a copper kettle, get you a copper coil, fill it with new mixed corn mash, and nevermore you'll toil. You'll just lay there by the juniper while the fires burn bright. Watch them bells a-filling in the pale moonlight. Fill your fire with hickory, hickory ash and coal. Don't use no green or rotten wood. They'll get you by the smoke. You just lay there by the juniper while the fires burn bright. Watch them jugs
a good song, and I didn't know it before.
You see some of the chords
Yeah.
into the lines because of the way my little thought came out. That's why I usually like to put up my own song sheet, but I didn't do it this time because the first one did real good. It had shorter lines. This one had longer lines with key chords right at the end of the line. But still, I think the gist of the song was delivered.
Yeah, it sounded great.
Mary Jane, that was good. What's the name of that book that you were referring to? You talked about.
Well, Rise Up Singing is the older one, and Rise Again, they did another one, and they both have about 1,200 songs in them.
Yeah.
And this one's in Rise Up Singing, the first one. And you can order them. They're happy to sell them to you. They're a couple of Quakers put them together. But they have no objection to alcoholic songs, apparently, in spite of the fact that they were Quakers putting the songs together.
Hey,
So,
Gary, Barbara wasn't looking when you were calling.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's this is the book.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
We refer to this book as the book we love to hate because of the way they do the chords. They have the chords at the top of the song and then the words below, and you got to figure out where the chords.
Yeah, I've had to deal with that for so many years, and the small print. Because there's 1,200 songs, they use really small print, and
They sell it in two different versions. One that's about that big, another one that's kind of regular size.
And there's not much difference between the two. There's a tiny, maybe 1/2 of a font difference in the print.
Wow.
Because I have both of them.
Yeah.
But I do love the books though, and they are a good source of material for
It's
sure.
nice for having a whole lot of songs in one spot.
Right.
Yeah, so many, and they're sorted by subject and they're sorted by composer.
Well, that's why I like the San Jose Ukulele Society, because they've got like 650 songs, and they write them all out, and they don't do that because that would make me completely crazy trying to figure out which one went where.
Yeah, well, a lot of times I'll try to get my song sheet ready in time to actually practice off of the song sheet and then send it to Paul,
Right.
because it really, when you're practicing a song, it's really nice to have these ukulele chords. This format is easier than, I used to put the chords on top of the words when I was doing up songs and thinking that was so great. But what happens when you're using some computer program is the chords start sliding around.
Yes. It's so
and
frustrating.
They don't wind up where you thought they were. And so you have to proof real carefully to make sure that doesn't happen. And this way you're set. If you put one in there, it's in there. It's not going to slide around.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely a challenge when you're translating from the format where they're on top to the one where it's embedded. Figuring out where it belongs is not always easy.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have another question. These are all things maybe I should already know, but earlier you were talking about some acronyms or something for categories of.
ASCAP and BMI.
Okay, so I don't know what they are. ASCAP and the other one.
ASCAP is the American Society of Composers and Performers, and they're like the, what are they?
I can look up ASCAP. I can look that up. If you don't know, maybe that's going above and beyond for you to actually know.
Was Tom Lear one of those people?
Like ASCAP, but what was the other one? There was another one.
BMI.
BMI.
Oh.
I don't know what that stands for.
Thank you. I can look those up, but I just, you know how it is. you're with a group of people, and I felt like I was probably the only one who didn't know, but if I didn't ask, then I would still be the only one who didn't know. So,
No, I
We
didn't
don't
know,
mind
but
if
I
you
didn't
ask.
ask either.
oh, okay, good.
I
Thank
didn't know. I just
Yeah.
didn't care.
Yeah.
Knowledge, who needs it?
Look, I'm grasping for anything new these days. Like, anything I can learn. Here in my house, I know what I've got here pretty much, except for when I'm in the back of my closet, and I'm like, oh, I forgot I had that. That's something different. Thank you.
Well, every record.
Copyrights. Kevin and I worked on a project one time where we were making sure that all of the songs in a particular grouping were of public domain. They got to be older than like 1925. Now,
It's a music license, a BMI music license. It grants businesses the right to publicly perform BMI affiliated music.
And ASCAP must be just another one of those things. When I was growing up, some friends of ours the guy was a lawyer for ASCAP, but I never really knew exactly what that was. But they have lawyers who work there.
well, you think about it, it makes sense.
Yeah.
The artists
They
be
protect
protected.
copyrights. I'm looking it up now. That's what they do.
It seems like the world's kind of come to a happy medium where you're not just ripping off the first people, but people like us that are hobbyists can still enjoy it
Yeah.
without too much concern.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like anybody gets really upset about people using their music unless they're with a political party they don't agree with, and then they start spitting fire.
But I have heard about people, not recently, but a while back, I heard about people getting in trouble for copying the actual audio files.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
They're copying it to have it instead of buying it.
Right.
Right.
Well, that's the Napster
Oh,
thing,
it
right?
is here. Was it you, Paul, that talked about anything Eagles gets bumped
Yeah.
pretty quick?
Yeah, so one thing that affects us is if we post this meeting on YouTube, and we post all our meetings on YouTube, YouTube is trying to make money on our video. And if our video contains music that's copyrighted, then it's up to the copyright holder to decide how it gets treated. And most of the copyright holders will allow it to play. They won't allow us to make money on it. It's not like we have enough viewers to make money, but whatever money YouTube makes on it, if they manage to do that on 30 views, which is sort of typical for our videos, then that would go to the copyright holder. But for some copyright holders, like the Eagles, they won't allow us to post a video of a ukulele version of an Eagles song. It'll just get struck down.
So if we played it right now for half a song of an Eagles song, they would catch that and
Yeah,
ban it?
when I do the upload, the computer algorithms, before they let it go public, will scan it, recognize the music. Even if you're just playing, it's amazing how they can recognize a song. Even, no matter badly I play it, they'll pick it up and they'll say, you can't post this. There are a couple of options. You can not post the whole video, but they have a single button you can click that'll just like blank the audio from that portion of the video, which is
that's
what I
good.
would do if that came up.
Interesting.
So
So
We
this,
used to sing Hotel California when Kevin was
Yeah.
with us, but we
That's-
were just in Hancock Center and we weren't broadcasting anything.
right.
this is,
Well, I saw. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say this is kind of a little bit of a digression, but has anybody seen the documentary on Netflix called The Social Dilemma?
Yes.
No, I haven't.
If you haven't, then you have Netflix. It's worth seeing.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
Speaking about YouTube and Google and all those sites and all those things that are free,
Yeah.
because they are really not. We're paying in the terms of of the information they're collecting about us.
Oh yeah, they're data mining like crazy. They're
Yeah, and you know what? I heard on the radio that when you go to a site and it says like you're logging onto something and it says it wants to know whether you're a real person and not a robot. That's fake. They're not testing to see whether you're a robot. They're learning something about you when you do that. I don't know what, but.
Was that from that show?
I've
I
heard
didn't
that.
No, I heard that on NPR.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I wonder what they're learning about you when you just click that little button.
This is the cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't imagine. Maybe it's something about location. But they know your location anyway. But it was some expert on NPR who said that.
I didn't hear that article. I like NPR though.
Yeah. Well, we'll watch the Social Dilemma and get up to speed.
Yeah, you really should. It's not going to make you happy.
No, not. No, it's like you have two choices. You can go on the internet and be aware that they're going to mine all the data that they can, or you can stay off the internet.
No, exactly.
Hey,
well, the thing about that show that I thought was interesting is not that they're mining my data, which of course I've always known, but how much effort they put in to keep me looking at my screen.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was.
What kind of examples did they mention?
Well, they mostly the analogy that stuck with me is phone notifications and how that is triggers the same brain pathways that slot machines trigger. The fact that you're constantly looking to see if there's anything interesting for you to check up on. Right. And your brain just naturally says, maybe next time I'll win. And you get a really strong habit of looking at the screen to see what's new.
Well, in that case, it's helpful to not have a very big brain.
Well, the other thing is just if they say you really need to see this, you don't.
All right.
Yeah, but it's like when your friend, they'll say, and I'm not on any social media, I had a couple of accounts that I never used, and I actually, one of them, I had one left, and after seeing that documentary, I got rid of that one. But
anybody here?
It will always be there.
Yeah.
You just think you got rid of it. It's always there.
I know. Fortunately, I really didn't post anything, but it'll be there forever.
Yeah.
Is there anybody here that doesn't have a Facebook account?
Me?
Because I don't.
I finally got one for a community garden that I'm a member of, and they needed somebody to post garden pictures, so I finally got a Facebook account about 3 years ago.
Okay.
So how many are willing to admit they have a Facebook account?
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
it's very entertaining.
I have one, but it's meant to read other people's posts.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
I
I
mostly use mine to replace my old RSS feeds, which was a cool thing when it existed.
Yeah.
And I subscribe to ukulele groups, and so I see other people playing ukulele videos and stuff like that.
Well, there are a million ukulele things out there that you can subscribe to.
Yeah.
Like I subscribe to the soprano ukulele group. I did the ukulele songwriters group just to see what people are posting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm a member of these cigar box guitar builder groups.
Yeah.
And a ukulele luthier group.
Right.
Which is really cool.
Right.
So. And it used to be I was only connected to relatives. If you weren't a relative, I wouldn't accept it.
Right, right.
But now I'm also doing these other things. So.
I very rarely say anything, but occasionally I do.
Paul, what's RSS stand for? You said RSS feed.
I don't remember. It was an internet thing, but it was basically a news feed. It would You would download text that was
That
posted.
text, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't video.
Right?
right.
Electronic bulletin board?
It was similar to a bulletin board.
Yeah.
I'm old enough to remember the dial-up bulletin boards, you know.
Oh, sure. I guess we all
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, I remember the you know, you log on and you listen to that tone. But that was back in the day when the Apple IIc was state of the art, you know.
Dark ages.
Yep. Yep.
It's been a while.
It's really amazing that my phone that I'm carrying around now has more memory by a factor of 20
Oh, sure.
than you know that my Apple IIc that I started out on.
I started with the TRS-80.
Oh yeah.
Yes, a Tandy Radio Shack. It was
Yeah,
monitor and keyboard in one. It
Yeah.
didn't have a hard
Apple IIc,
drive. It
yeah.
only had like RAM. You had to put your
Wow.
software. Yeah, so
Wow.
What about the VIC 20?
you didn't have that one.
Okay, Pet Commodore. Anybody heard of that?
Oh,
That
for sure. That was my first computer.
yeah.
I had a Commodore
Yeah, they used
64.
cassette tapes in the Pet Commodore.
That wasn't a,
Yeah.
that was more advanced than the Heath kit.
Yeah, that was more advanced than the TRS-80.
Well, I remember when the Commodore 64 came out, they were doing all these ads about how much, more power it had,
Right.
than, like all the other computers that were being sold at that time.
And now I'm running stuff off of a Raspberry Pi.
Yeah.
What?
I have no idea what that is. What is that?
It's like a little controller thingy. It's like a teeny weeny computer. They use it for the kids to learn. You learn how to program, and you can use anybody Office. You don't have to get Word, and it's like a little. Do I have it? Raspberry Pi? Yes, I do.
Is it like Linux?
It's also like Arduino. Oh, I think Lift is what the kids are using. It's this. And you
Okay.
can actually you plug it to your monitor. It's what, $20, and you can have a full computer, but and everything is on one little
Wow.
card. So you're not going to have tons of, it's for kids to learn to program and.
And it's way more powerful than any of those TRS-80s.
Oh,
that
sure.
were- Oh, yeah. It's head and shoulders more powerful than anything in the 80s.
I started going to these maker spaces with all these programmers and engineers, and all I wanted to do was to take a bottle, use a little servo motor, so at 2 o'clock it will turn over and the food will come out for the cat.
Cool.
6 months later, I take an electronics class. It was really hard for me, but I was like so proud of it.
Oh,
Of
that's
course,
really
I don't
cool.
use it because the vet said, no, you got to switch to wet, not dry.
Talk about your phone. I carried a flip phone until last year. The end of last year. My son was so embarrassed. I said, when they make a flip phone like this, then I'll go to that. And he got me this
I
one.
still have a flip phone.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
Do you guys remember the Palm Pilot?
Oh, yeah, I had one of those, the first
Yeah,
model.
yeah.
Yeah.
Those are awesome.
For a while.
They had a season of about like a year and a half, and then it was completely taken over by phones. It was
Right.
funny.
what? By BlackBerry, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's what displaced it, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, BlackBerry definitely did not do them any good. So the Raspberry Pis that are out now seem like they have about 4 gigabytes of RAM. Your Apple IIc had 128 kilobytes of RAM, so that's a factor of
Right.
31,000.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
And it's hard to get a PC with only 4 gigabytes of RAM anymore. So you're
You can't run
approaching a factor of 100,000, not just.
Okay. Well, thank you. I'm glad your math is better than mine.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, as a matter of course, these days, if I get a new electronic device, I get the most gigabytes that they have available,
Yeah.
just so I can use it longer, and I won't run out of room.
They had a really good YouTube thing on YouTube about some guys had bought from a salvage sale in Houston, bought the computers used on the lunar landing module, and they were huge, you know, and they had like 4K of memory, you know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And the project was to get it running again, and they did. But it's so amazing.
They had a blue-string 4 gig of memory, and were they the size of a large suitcase or something like that?
Oh yeah, one single bit was as big as the end of your pinky. It was just nuts. They were little magnetic cores wrapped with wire. Donut
I worked
shape.
at Exxon in 69 through 72, and the computers, they had 2 computers that took up the whole, huge room. And of course the storage was all on tape, like the old tapes that you would see going. But one computer was 64K and the other one was 128K. And now you've got, like you're saying, so much more power in just, in those, like the Apple Watches or something similar, it's just.
It's really hard to get your head around how much it has changed.
Yeah.
Right.
I remember programming a Fortran on the cards.
Oh yeah, I did that too.
Yeah, too.
Clunk, clunk, clunk when you're typing it. It was actually punching those holes.
Punching
Yeah,
holes.
well, it's more when you drop the cards and they got on.
No, it was good because the smart person could move your cards around and put them in the right order for you.
You're on your way to the computer room to have them read them for you.
Yeah.
You people are so old.
I know.
Yeah, we are.
You know what?
Hey, I played with the computer cards. My dad would bring them home, a big box of them, and we'd make these giant card houses, like in the middle of the living room.
We used to make Christmas wreaths out of them. We'd fold them up.
Yeah. And spray
when I was in
paint.
high school, they had a computer class, and the computer class was teaching you how to do key punch, to punch those holes in the cards.
Yeah.
That's how you program computers. You fed cards into it.
My 4-year-old grandson is savvy enough to figure out how to do his Zoom, his schooling on Zoom, and he used to wait for his mom to he'll do his little assignment and then she would send it off. Well, he figured out how to do that. Okay. I mean, that's just, I can't imagine at 4 years old being able to do anything like that when I was 4 years old. Okay.
This was a while ago when one of my sisters-in-law works at a hospital for kids with brain injuries. And this was, I don't know, must have been about 10 or 15 years old that she said this. She said when the kids come out of a coma, first thing that their first physical thing that they can do is this. And so same thing, their brains have been, they're laying down those things when they're really little, and we couldn't do it, but they can.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, now that I've gone through all the technology that there is, I'm going to go watch the rest of the World Series. See who's
Very simple thing.
You still play that
So long. Thanks for the song.
Barbara, before you go, Walter has another song if you want to hear it before you go watch baseball.
I do. I was waiting.
Why don't we wait till next week? I'll do it next week, even though it's my Halloween song.
Are you sure?
Sure. Go ahead,
I mean,
Walter.
I'll do it if you want it.
No, yeah. No, yeah, well, of
You
course.
want me to do it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Let me get my kazoo on.
It's a Kiss song.
Nice. It is. It is.
Actually, I looked up on Wikipedia and I found out the story of why the singer is the same name as the lead singer in Kiss. And this guy was called Jumpin' Gene Simmons, the guy who did Haunted House. And so when the Kiss Gene Simmons arrived in the United States, he's actually from Israel, and his name was Chaim Witz or something like that. But then he liked the name Gene Simmons so much he just took it.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's why he's called Gene Simmons.
That's
Not
hilarious.
because he sang this song. Okay, here we go. Let me get my... I just moved in my new house today. Moving was rough, but I got squared away. When bells started ringing and chains rattled loud, I knew I'd moved in a haunted house. Still I made up my mind to stay. Nothing was gonna drive me away. When I saw something that gave me the creeps, had one big eye and two big feet, stood right there and I did the freeze. It did stroll right up to me, made a noise with its feet that sounded like a drum. Said, "You gonna be here when the morning comes." Yes, I'll be here when the morning comes. I'll be right here, I ain't gonna run. Bought this house, now you know I'm boss. Ain't no haint's gonna run me off. In my kitchen, my stove was blazing hot. Coffee was boiling in the pot. Grease had melted in the pan. Had a hunk of meat in my hand. From outer space there sat a man on the hot stove with the pots and pans. Say that's hot, I begin to shout. He drank the hot coffee right from the spout. He ate the raw meat right from my hand. Drank the hot grease from the frying pan. He said to me, "You better run, and don't be here when the morning comes." Say yes, I'll be here when the morning comes. I'll be right here and I ain't gonna run. Bought this house, now you know I'm boss. Ain't no haint's gonna run me off. Yes, I'll be here when the morning comes. I'll be right here and I ain't gonna run. Bought this house, now you know I'm boss. Ain't no haint's gonna run me off.
Yeah, that was great. Thank you. I love that song. I haven't heard it in a long time. Oh, wait, I can't hear anybody. I guess our meeting's over. Yeah, no, me neither.
Let's see everybody.
Oh,
There we go.
Oh, there you go.
There you
Everybody came back all
quiet
over
there
last
for a
second.
Spent a
second.
couple of minutes not being able to hear a single word.
Loved it. That was great.
That was
Yeah.
great.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Walter.
Very good song.
Thank you.
everybody.
Yeah, that's one of my old favorites. It's a
I have
shame.
to hear you all the way to the end. I think the haunted guy messed the sound up.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's probably right.
The
Tricks.
ghosts are getting in there already. All right. Happy Halloween, everybody. Thank
Happy
you.
Halloween. See you, Barbara.
Same to you.
Barbara.
See you next week.
Hand go off for everybody?
Okay.
Yeah, all of us were
Alright.
muted for a minute.
Yeah.
That was weird.
All right.
See you,
All
Carol.
right.
Well, have a good Halloween.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.
Bye.
See you later.